Hey, everybody, what's up? Tom here, back at you with another video. I'm trying to think if I want to go for a better bow or just keep farming. I think I just keep farming at this point. I don't need a better bow yet. So let's just keep farming. I mean, I'm still leveling up like at a decent clip. I'm excited to try out these new gloves. These tanky gloves instead of these damage gloves. Might just be stupid to swap out damage because I'm going to be getting swarmed, but we'll see. I can always just go back to the old gloves. There's also stuff in my stash I might want to try out. Like that belt, maybe? Take a little bit of a hit on life so that I can put damage into my gloves. Then I still have the energy shield and evasion from the gloves that I didn't have before. I don't think those gloves had life either. Alright, let's go. We're in the Dreadnought hideout. We're still on the loading screen. We're chin-chillin'. Like a chin villain. Let's go. Yes, we're in. Okay. Let's look at my shop. So where's the belt I was looking at? This puppy right here. Oh, it's the strength. Right. But if I'm getting flat damage in the gloves, that'll be worth it, right?
What is it?
What am I at? 50. I need exactly 55 for my gems, don't I? Or is it 50? Do I need 55 for anything? I thought I did. Let me see something.
Yes.
The winds changed direction.
Everything is still cool? Okay, I only need to be at 50. So, I'm losing 12, but gaining 5, so that's 7. So I would need 2 more strength nodes.
What is it? Speak.
Time to learn something new.
I have one more, so I would just need one more fucking... Oof. Getting one more at this point is tough.
Yes.
Time to learn something new.
So the point is, I lose both of these fire nodes. I'm still way over capped on cold. But I can lose both of these fire nodes. I can put armor and evasion here. I can put evasion and energy shield here. And then here I can put flat damage. So that's pretty good. But it also means I have to lose a notable. It's this one. What I can do is unallocate this and then take 3 to go here. Wait, no, that doesn't work. I need 15. Where's Fup Gun's tree? Yeah, he just goes down to this one. Damn it. I'm lacking attribute points. Big time. There's not a catalyst for that, is there?
Can I help?
There is. How much are we talking here? 5 to 1. Amazing. Okay. So let's get 15.
I'll fill that in as soon as I can.
What? Oh, only ring or amulet. Shit.
Yes?
I fucking way overpaid on these two. Shit. But wait a second. I can use it on this. Oh wait, this isn't even the problem right now. Wait, no, that's good. Yeah. Okay, so now I go. Where am I at now? Okay.
Speak.
Refund. So we're gonna go refund
Time to learn
passives.
something new.
What I can do is put strength there. Maybe I can get a jewel that has a stat on it. Where's the trade site? Okay. Here, let's do this together. All right, jewel. Count. Add stat filter. We're gonna do. Strength, dex, or int. Okay, now, what we're gonna want is it elemental damage? there's any type of things. So I could just do a weighted group here. Okay, actually, I gotta take this off the screen for a second. So we're gonna go just with what I know here. So we've got a possibility for projectile damage. Well, that's good. And 9% increased projectile damage. Okay, so we're gonna go just proj damage. Percent increased projectile damage. Min 9. Weight 1. Okay, we've got like although I think I have to only have one of these in my build at a time, so let's not look at that. We've got attack damage. Although I feel like attack damage isn't really what you want. Percent increased. Percent increased attack damage. And what do we have here? 14. Let's call that 12. I'm pretty sure you can get like elemental damage on it too, right? Okay, actually, first let's see if there's even anything with stats. There's some thing. Is it possible to get stats on these? Oh, POEDB, POEDB. Okay. Items, we're gonna go modifiers. Jewels, da-da-da. Okay. Percent increase. Oh, it's a desecrated. Okay. So let's just search it up first. Sure.
Not yet.
What is it that he wants? Okay. Where's my actual jewel thing? Okay. So what we want is percent. Maybe if I spelled it correctly. But I can get it by desecrating? So wait, there's a really obvious one to use, right?
I'm not ready.
There's a really obvious one to use, right? Strength. We desecrate it. There's the randomly rerolls up to 6. I roll an emerald.
Can I help?
Okay. So I want Abyss.
I'll fill that in as soon as I can.
Okay. Four slots. Amazing. At least it's something. We're looking for strength. Or any attribute. Alright, magnitude of ailment. Give me a stat. Give me a stat. Okay, I can do one more. Oh, wait, I can put 1 into 8 decks here. It's still out of the way, though. That's the problem. I just don't want to go out of the way. Wait a second. Wait a second. What's the problem here? I'm not over capped here. No, I want to use this. $47. So it's literally just 1 passive point, which is out of the way. Okay, why don't I just do the jewel socket, do the best thing I can do in that jewel socket, and then look at Fubgun's build. He has no more attribute points anywhere in his fucking build. He must have gotten it from the tree. What a bastard. This is 10 strength. Plus attack speed. What if I do that? I lose these 2. I lose 1 here. And then go boom boom. Okay.
Speak.
One must always be willing to change.
Okay. Yes. Oh my god. That was fucking crazy. Now the damage comes. But it's not just damage. It's what is it? Is it just damage? No, it's more armor, it's more evasion and energy shield. Yeah, okay. So let's look at his build. What does he put in his helmet? Doesn't say. Okay, let's look at socketables. Okay. So we're looking for the 50% increase energy shield recharge rate. Oh, that's only body armor. You know what? I gotta look here.
Oh, it's you.
Manage shop. We're gonna go currency exchange, essences. Helmet. Not essence. No, we're looking for runes. Runes. And soul cores. Increased exposure effect. Increased experience gain. Interesting. Okay. Soul cores. Alright, so greater iron rune is an option. Greater body rune is an option. Greater rebirth is an option. Inspiration, 18% increased mana regen. I think that's a strong option. %, of that's minions though. I think mana regeneration. Well, greater iron rune. Let's see how high that puts me at. Not very high at all. It's like fucking negligible. What about the base life regen? I don't think that's going to be worth it. So let's do mana regen. Okay. Now here, we're just going to do the physical damage one, which I don't think I have. So we're going to talk to Ange. And I believe it was one of these. Oh, well, this went up.
I'll post it right away.
2817. $29,215. Okay. And I'm still well capped on everything. Okay. Slowly making those incremental steps. Now, how much easier would this have been if I could just do res swaps? Oh my god. Let me swap my res so I don't have to do this shit every single time I get a side grade. So I got 18% mana regeneration. I also got attack speed. At the cost of lightning pen. I'm still making my way over here. Are there any catalysts that work on belts? I didn't even check that.
An order?
Looks like you can't quality belts. Okay. Let's try to sell this.
Oh, it's you.
Probably wasn't worth it to do all that. I should have just spent that time farming. Oh, why are these all here in swap-ins? That was stupid.
Grown to love alts and shit. Like, it's nice to not sit in your hideout and spam alts and to just kind of like find items out in the wild and then build upon them. I think like that was always something that I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt, and this patch just kind of showed me that they can do it if they just add more stuff. So I'm pretty happy that they're going down this route, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in the future. There will be too many items, as Ziggy said. They might have to like maybe like homogenize or like merge certain ones together, make it less bloaty, I suppose. But I really love depth and complexity, and that's usually added by all of these moving parts, which creates choices, right? Because you can just choose to do it one way or another, and also it's a catalyst for creativity, where people can make very specific and very interesting crafts through meta mod type of interactions, as Ziggy said. So that's where I really want the game to go. So that's where they went this league. So I'm really happy about that. Really happy. Yeah. Nothing else to say, really.
Right. Making items is fun. It's a core part of Path of Exile, right?
Oh, yeah.
no one wants to run around or and live trade stuff
Alright,
every single day, and with just like resist gear, like how we were doing in like 0.1, right? That's so boring. Like, give me crafting. I want to make my own gear. I want to craft. I want to progress my character, and I want to make my own build. Like, whether it's bad or good, like at least it's mine, right? And not just some random guy's item he found off the ground that I have to live search for because. Still though, we need res swaps really bad in this game.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys
too.
agree with that. We
Thank you.
need res swaps really bad. Yeah, I don't like. They don't even have to be common, but that option needs to be in the game, right? Like I wouldn't even mind paying a divine right now for res swap, but not having it in the game and you just randomly slamming this one res that you can't use is horrible. Then I have to sell the whole entire item instead of being able to fix it myself, right? And I think it needs to be in the game, but overall crafting is great this game. I love it. I even love like unveiling diamonds, like you know those diamonds that you get in Rogue Exiles, and just having everyone all gallop G when you get a 1C diamond. It's wonderful. It's great. I love a lot of things about this league, and it's actually
come on.
I want to play the game again. Last league, I didn't even want to log in because I was like, what am I going to do? Just go on trade and search for my items every day? Like, I don't want to do that, right? I actually want to log in, farm, and make my stuff right now. So it's one step in the right direction. I really love what they did. I love how they added so many crafting options in one league. In one league, they gave us more than like all the other leagues put together times 3 in one league, and I love it. And then I think they should just do it again.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And then they need to do that for like end game as well. Like content. Like that gives me hope as well that like Jonathan did at one point say is we just need more. And I was really hearing that I was like kind of skeptical, but seeing what they did to crafting, it's kind of like, yeah, I could see that. You just keep cooking, right? Just keep cooking and we'll keep coming back because we're hopelessly addicted. And we'll keep complaining if we don't like it, you know. So that's just the cycle,
for me
right?
is like stonks. I'm surprised that there's still been like, there's still been a few other people that are like overly negative. Like there's like 2 crowds that I really dislike. The people that are like everything about PoE 2 sucks. You know, the people just going from channel to channel, just going shit game. It's like, okay, just like don't watch the fucking streamers play PoE 2. I'm not gonna go into a D4 stream whining about how bad D4 is. Like, those people are, like, kind of insufferable to me. Like, if you can't find anything about the game you like, probably not going to ever be for you. But also, the toxic positivity people were like, you're not supposed to say anything is negative and everything is fine.
Nice!
And just let you cook with no feedback. Both of those camps are so insufferable, dude. I hate it. Like, it's very jarring to me. Like, I think just doing constructive feedback and saying clearly what you like and don't like is so important.
I think it's
Being
worth
honest is
mentioning.
important, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's worth mentioning that, like, from some outer's perspective, like, somebody clips Brew complaining about something, and you might be like, oh, this guy hates the game. Like, but the context matters, right? And of course, like, we're streamers. We're streaming. We're not like talking to a boardroom. You know, we're not trying to be professional. We're just trying to have fun. It's a game. So like we are gonna shit talk, right? But at the end of the day, it comes from a place of like we want the game to be better. This is what we think. It's just we're saying it in a very blown out of proportion way sometimes, right? Like you know what I mean? So just to put that out there.
A lot of that damage this season, I think, is done by the clip channels, which like it's very limited context or. Only, like, for example, right? Like,
Mana
my chat was
regeneration is
really
better.
surprised that there were people that thought I was negative about the patch, because I've been 99% positive. Obviously, I'm negative when I die. Nobody fucking likes losing a character, so you're gonna be pissed, right? Like, fuck that monkey, I just got one shot. I'm not gonna be happy I got one shot. And then... Yeah, twice. No, still the funniest thing that's ever happened.
One-shots are part of the game,
I
though.
really dislike Ultimatum, right? I think it's my least favorite thing ever. It's just terrible. But like those were the only
My
clips
least
that made it to
favorite
clip
thing
channels, right?
ever.
Like not me pogging out about Act 4, not me going like, wow, this is like actually a masterpiece. So that
Yeah,
like
Act 4
perpetuates
was
that
sick.
like
I love
negative
Act 4,
reinforcement that people are like, wow, like fucking hates this dude.
Just hates it. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I think that's really bad. I actually had a few clip channels reach out to me and they apologized for it and said they were gonna try to do less of that shit in the future. So that's good, I guess. We'll see, but hopefully something happens there.
Wait, how come they never apologized to me? All they do is take all my shit out of context and then freaking like spam it everywhere. Half the community thinks I'm freaking a meme and freaking they post my face on Reddit like I'm like the freaking poster child for freaking like craziness in this community now. Dude.
The crash out poster child.
but realistically, like I've never done a DMCA, but between the two of us, I'm a lot more likely to take down a channel than you are. I've never done it either, but I think you're a lot less likely to do it.
Yeah, I don't really care. But like I'm
me neither, but
I had so many positive things to say about this patch, right? I told people I was having fun, right? And then they just take one clip of me on day one playing like the worst skill, like you know, like the worst balanced skill ever. Like you can't even kill a boss with it. And they were like, "Oh, Rue hates the game. It's shit." And then I'm just like, "Man, come on, man. It's like bad things happen. We just move on and just go play something else, right?" But yeah, overall, I like
out of context clips though. Rue. Like the way that you say things makes it very easy to like clip just one specific thing and be like, yeah, look how much he hates this
that's
thing.
what the viewers
look at the
like
gusto
as well.
he speaks with right now. And it's like, oh yeah, this is like some minor thing like we don't really care about. It's just how it feels.
But I mean, it's funny, right? That's the thing. Like being hyperbolic can be funny, but as long as you can back it up with then like having like salt and sweet, you know, it's about salt and sugar, right? Like, and I think Rue's got the sugar, but he's got the salt too. So, but I mean, I think that's good. I think it's funny.
Yeah, you should try being way over the top when you're like talking about something you like, just as like an experiment. Just do that for like a day, see what the clips look like. I wonder if it even works. Like, how does that even work?
They don't care. Like when I'm happy, my chat is like genuinely sad. Like, you know, I made my new build, right? And I'm going around just destroying the game, right? And all I see in my chat is like, can you go back to acidic concoction? Bro, I don't want to watch this. Can you go back to acidic concoction, bro? Like, and I'm just like, come on, man. None of these guys want me to be happy, man. They just want to see me pissed, dude.
Yeah. The lurkers want you to be happy, Rue. Trust.
Another positive thing, and it's probably going to be like the last big topic, is trading. Oh my god. Like I was talking about the limited hardcore market, but like it is still such an improvement because like hardcore players quit the game very often with good items and we just never fucking see them. Now, that'll be in a tab where I can still buy it. Doesn't matter if you quit the league, I can still buy it. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this to come to PoE1. It must be such a boon for you guys on softcore because I imagine it's paradise for you guys.
It's so good.
I'll let Tuna take it for the start.
I'm gonna play a tiny bit of devil's advocate, but again, like, don't take it out of context. I think the training system is one of the best things that's ever happened to Path of Exile 1 and 2. Like, if it goes into PoE1. But there is somewhat of a trend happening where gear is completely worthless. Like, because there's such a wide availability of it. So it's sort of like, that is the only downside that I can think of right now. But the upsides obviously outweigh the downsides like 1 million times. But for example, like it's not really worth doing any sort of like low tier profit crafting because everybody has everybody just can do it and they're just gonna post it and there's no friction whatsoever, right? But then it kind of drives the market prices down a lot for things that you would have otherwise been kind of relatively happy about, which inherently devalues ground loot. But I felt like we only have positive things to say about this, so I kind of wanted to be playing devil's advocate on this one a little bit. Yeah, I think the trade system is phenomenal.
Yeah, that was always going to be the obvious side effect. The 2C market, the answer to that has fallen out fiercely.
Yeah.
The random rare that you drop in a low tier map is now difficult to sell for that 1x, and maybe before it sold for 5C or whatever. That was very anticipated to happen. I mean, the flip side of it is like gearing your character with that gear now is like
so
easy. Will cost you a total of 10 exalts, and then you have every item that you need to like go to like t15 maps or whatever. That's the flip side of that. I'll tell you one thing: there is a big downside to this change, this asynchronous trading. It is amazing, but I'm getting scammed so much. I've been getting relentlessly scammed every single time I go to trade. How, you might ask? How am I getting scammed? It's asynchronous trading, right? Like, the price is listed right there. Well, do you know what I do? Is I buy other shit from the tab every time. I'm like in the line at the checkout, and there's like a bunch of candy bars, and there's like some like little tiny travel-sized toothpaste, and
always
like
people
Tic-Tacs,
I got shit
and like
to
a
sell,
magazine.
man.
I don't even read magazines, but it was like $2. So I'm buying all of this shit. I bought like I didn't not even checking the prices on stuff I would normally check the prices on. I'm like buying random map like tablets and stuff, like 5C. Just because it's there, and I'm like, oh, that's a boss waster. I'm gonna get that thing. Like, yeah, like I'm getting so like the prices are probably terrible, but like they're right there, man. The impulse buys are off the charts.
That's cool.
I'm really curious, actually, on softcore. Do you guys actually like see people in your hideout? Because I haven't.
Yes.
I think I've only seen one guy so far.
I see them and they don't buy shit. They come in. I'm like,
Time is of the essence.
oh, and then
Hey,
they
that's
leave.
a really
I'm
good
like,
positive thing.
I'm like,
Social
what the?
awkwardness.
Come back.
Eliminated. You know
Oh,
when you
dude.
like click buy something and you send the
gotta
whisper and you're like, oh
desecrate
shit,
this,
I've got to
right?
buy it now, but it's I can't even equip it.
Yeah,
It's like too
exactly.
high level. I forgot to put the level requirement in, and you're like, oh, you go and buy it because of the social embarrassment. You don't want to say anything.
Exactly.
Like now you just leave.
They're like,
That's
nah.
Oh man.
This is very promising.
good.
right?
I'm gonna tell you, I love the new trade system today. I have a good story. Today, I was looking for these, I want to
Oh,
get
it
3
doesn't have
socket
plus
boots, right?
skills,
With
though.
like the gem effect or whatever, so I could go fast. And there was a pair of boots on trade for 8 divines, and it was really, really good. But it said at the thing that someone's already trying to buy this item, right? And I was like, man, that sucks. So I teleport in, right? I go anyways because it gives you a warning saying someone's already buying this item. I go anyways, right? And the boots are right there. And I can see the guy standing there because there are 8 divines. And he's debating whether he wants to buy this item or not. And I yoink it and I leave. And you know he is so mad, dude.
It's amazing.
You know he's so
is
mad.
interaction. That is social interaction right
The
there.
joy
is
that Rue's
amazing.
getting out of this, bro.
Bro, the XDD business is insane. I love it. Oh my god, this might be the single-handedly the best thing to ever happen to PoE ever. I think it
It's
propelled
insane,
Jonathan
man.
up to like the ladder so high right now with this single system alone. He's like, it's so good. It is so good. I don't even
How
know what
long
else
is
to
that
say, man.
limit, by the way? Like, how long is it locked for the person trying to buy it?
There's no lock.
I don't think it's locked
There's
at
no
all.
lock here. It's whoever's
No.
fastest.
There's a lock only on the
Oh.
seller.
That's
Yeah. So you can't pull an item out if you've just priced it, but if somebody wants to buy it, it's first come, first serve. You know,
Yeah.
it's,
And he's like,
yeah,
he's either loading in or he's like debating whether he wants to buy this expensive item, man. And I'm just like,
I feel like
yoink.
that's something that would happen
Mine
to me,
now.
bro. I always get cold feet and then I regret it if it like disappears. So I'm
Like getting
sitting there
distracted
like
by
that
something
could
else
have
in
been
the
me.
tab. It's like you're like, I'm definitely gonna buy that item, but oh, what's this other thing? For a sec, someone else buys the thing you were looking at. Oh, come on. Now I will tell you though some advice. Like definitely construct your tabs in a way to take advantage of people like me. So think about like what is together.
things
You don't want
similar
to
to
just
the
put all your
build.
crossbows in one tab because no one's gonna buy 2 crossbows. What you want to do is you put all your like stuff for a certain build in one
Damn.
tab. So people are like, oh
That's
shit,
smart.
like here's a thing for that. It's like, all right, cool, yeah.
Yo,
like,
we
put
need a
put
Ziggy
your army gear
min-maxing.
together for warriors.
How to min-max your
you gotta
shop
do this.
video.
And you gotta label the titles. You gotta title the tabs properly as well. So like you gotta have like, oh, here's your upgraded flask, here's your low
Actually.
level leveling gear. Like do that so they're like, oh shit, I need some of that, and like go over there. And I think like there'll be a strategy for end
that's
game
so
gear,
smart.
especially for certain builds, putting the fuel for their mapping in alongside the gear. So let's say you're like selling relics to Sanctum runners or something like that, and there's a really popular Sanctum build. You put the stuff for that build in the relic tab, so they're like, oh shit, that's a better roll of that.
I didn't even think about this, Ziggy. This is
Might just
mind
buy that
opening.
too.
This is so smart. I didn't think about
Yeah.
this either.
This is straight up mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mind-opening.
I'm getting
I-
lots of multiple sales there. You got to do it.
Yeah, I just called my tabs like thanks for trading.
What a loser.
That's so smart.
You know the thing is, like, I feel like they don't even really grasp the or like the rewards of this system. I think it's gonna keep Path of Exile leagues alive for so much longer.
Yeah.
Because people can acquire items, right? Even though you're offline.
Even late league. Late league,
Oh,
usually
I
the
think it's-
problem is like you can't find anything, right? Like in PoE 1 as well, you just
Yeah.
can't find anything late league. I agree with that, bro.
Yeah, man. It's gonna like let those people late league play builds they want to play still, and it's gonna keep the league alive. I feel like. I think it's the best thing to ever happen to the game.
So with the crafters, here's what you're gonna do. You got to craft like one item of every slot for a specific build. So you like take like top meta builds and craft one item of every slot and lay them out like that in the inventory and title it as that build. Someone gets like they search just the one specific item, they're gonna buy that other stuff 100%. Saves them all the searching, right? Amazing. You gotta do it.
So smart.
So fun. I love the idea of like boutique stores arising out of this.
I do like that. I have been browsing stuff and it's so fun, and I have seen a few other things, like especially when browsing for like jewels. I've just been looking through and I'm like, oh, this is a really good deal. So like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that now. That's so smart.
Yeah, that's cool. Another positive that tacks on to what Ru said is that even like usually you don't have much reason to ever come back to a league, but you could technically like put all your shit for sale, go on holiday, come back, and it's like, wow, I got half a mirror. You know, it's like because like late league, that's a big thing. Like you can literally make like a mirror while offline. Like put your shit up, go away, and come back, and you're loaded. And it's like, well, now I have a reason to start playing again. I think it's cool.
It's the greatest, and the way they implemented it is so good too. I wish, however, like control click on takes you to that screen instead of the currency trade window.
The part of the stash.
If you don't know,
it should be part of the stash. Let's be real.
Yeah, they should do that because like you use the currency window a lot less. But yeah, the way it's implemented, it's great. I love everything about it. It's nothing but positives. Kudos to GGG. They deserve like all the praise in the world for making the system this good.
Massive leap.
Can I help?
Now, I want to show something on my stream, so you guys actually have to like just look, because you're gonna, especially Ruth's gonna want to see this. So this is GGG is watching the podcast, and they sent me a message, and I just wanted to share it with you all.
Oh.
It's really not actually a cat.
Bro,
they made this, not me.
Yeah, I have the bone to pick with these guys, bro. They made that Sphinx cat, and my chat made me use like $200 to get that stupid ass Sphinx cat so they can watch a Sphinx cat on my stream. Oh my god. And he licks his balls, bro. He licks his balls.
So gross. Rue, I do feel like I need an apology from you actually. So I had to explain to the upper echelon of Grinding Gear Games staff in a professional business setting the Rue is a cat meme and what it means and why is it. Can you imagine what that experience is like? Like, what do I even say to that? Like, there's not a satisfying explanation for that.
They just think my chat thinks I look like a Sphinx cat. Like, I do this stupid face where I'm like, and they think I look like a stupid ass Sphinx cat. So like,
I don't even think your chat knows, Rue. It's like literally you just shaved your head once, and you kind of look like a Sphinx cat, and then since then it's just been he's the cat, bro. He's the cat. But like, if you ask your new chatters, they probably don't even know. They're just like, well, he's a cat. He told me he's a cat.
What does it mean, like?
All right, the order is registered.
Oh man, but
I probably didn't.
Man,
I probably didn't help the situation by saying that.
I mean, it's good. I mean, people start posting it on the forums, and nobody knows what it means. Like, people make Reddit posts about it. Like, what is this? Like, why is Rue a cat? And I'm like, bro, like, I don't know, man. Just leave me alone. I just want to go play some Path of Exile, man. So,
as he's wearing it, I'm not a cat.
Yeah,
bro, you couldn't be wearing a better shirt today, bro.
GGG staff trying to read like actual reactions to like their content posts, and they're scrolling past the Brew is a cat.
And they just see Brew is a cat.
Mean?
They're trying to get valuable feedback.
I literally just like face palming at the moment at that time.
Oh, that's too funny. Actually, that's so funny.
That's pretty much all I had for topics. Was there anything else anyone else wanted to talk about?
It's been a blast talking to you.
I can't be.
I have one more thing I want to talk about.
Well, we have already done 2 hours. I do like to keep podcasts around the 2 hour mark.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But like, yeah.
Never mind.
Brew and Ziggy.
No,
Brew first.
No, go for it, Ziggy. Go for it. Go for it.
Oh no, I literally don't
Want
have I literally don't have something. I'm just like, that can't be the end. I was like, that's great.
Okay,
Okay. I have one thing to say. I want to make myself perfectly clear. This patch is really, really good. Please do not delay the next Path of Exile 1 patch.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. You guys don't need to fix it up like that much more. It's really, it's actually really, really good. Please do not pull the devs. We still need PoE 1, please. It's actually a really good patch. That's all I have.
Now that PoE 2 is out its league, you know what I mean?
but I actually, I don't know if that was a joke or not, but I honestly agree. I think there's not really that much stuff that needs to be done as like mid-league patches. I think most of the changes of the game are things that are larger that needs more work that like needs to come as like a 4 months from now kind of thing. I don't think there's that many like mid-league hotfixes that need. Actually, yeah, please nerf the fucking Abyss globules. But yeah, it's in a pretty good state. And opacity
They can buff some stuff mid-league to test like whether it's good or not, right? Because like no one cares if you like mid-league buffs and then next league nerf it. Right now, like don't make the flex stuff like the flex just sit there for 3 months, right? Like make it good, have people test it. If you think it's too good, you can nerf it next league, right? But
I will just say though, they buffed Lightning Spear last league early because they thought it wasn't any good. So,
I think it's fine for
like
Lightning
this
Spear to
actual
be one
content,
patch, right?
yeah, it's okay for things to be better so people can test them so you can nerf them later, right? But it's not good to have like a bunch of useless shit just sitting there. Like no one wants to play it, no one wants to touch it, like it's just bunk. I feel like they should really consider doing a lot of that stuff though. Because it's good for them, right? Testing is good for them. Every information is good for them. So
isn't it like to add on to that a little bit, but I guess they need continuous streams of feedback, but they can't nerf, so they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. But the issue is that they can't nerf because they don't give us notice of nerfs. But wouldn't it be that if they told you, like, in 2 weeks, we're gonna nerf this, do you think players would be just as pissed off? Like, because they do need more than just once every 4 months getting one shot. Because it's evident in that, like, we're not getting that much closer to 1.0 when it's supposed to come out in December, right? Like, so in that regard, like, wouldn't it be more useful for them to give people like,
don't read
you have 2 weeks to play this build?
That's the problem.
People don't read.
Absolutely could nerf like that. But is there a benefit to doing that instead of just waiting till the next league?
Well,
Like,
yes,
does it really
because
matter
then
that much?
people can play with the changes and give feedback depending on, like, because not all changes can be positive, right? So there needs to be a continuous flow of feedback from the player base for them to really understand what's wrong, right?
Counterpoint, Path of Exile players gets nerfed by 3% and the build is dead, right? So like you do get a lot less feedback. It is like, we've seen that in like the fucking 10 years I've been streaming PoE.
Yeah.
Like remember Valspark got nerfed like 6 times in every league? I was like, this is fine. Like, this is great, guys. Yeah, but
then
everyone
again,
is
like,
oh, it's dead every patch.
people say that, but then the numbers always sort of like end up evening out to the extent where like there will still be people playing it and there will still be people giving valuable feedback, and it's like filtering that is the biggest issue, I suppose. But I think they need more feedback from players, and once every 4 months doesn't seem like enough for them to really flesh out the game in a speed that is what they told us, right? I'm kind of clueless. I've just been getting like the content and sort of like judging it that way. So I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest. If 0.3 was 1.0 and the game got released like this, it would still be better than any other ARPG release that I've played in the last 15 years. Like last patch, not so much, but this patch definitely like good enough, right? So they still need to iron out like a lot of the balance issues, but I think Path of Exile 2 is on its way. I finally feel like that it's on its way.
I feel like that too.
Like for the last like year, I've been like, oh man. Yeah, is this game ever gonna make it, right? Is this game ever gonna be good? Finally, I get a patch where like, man, it's finally on its way, right? You know, I don't know if they really feel that way because, you know, a lot of skills are or maybe a lot of builds are overpowered and they don't really like that. But in terms of like playing the game and enjoying the game, I finally feel like it's getting there, to be honest.
I just realized one thing I want to discuss actually. Unique items. Do you feel So obviously, like in PoE 1, we do have a lot of like kind of useless uniques that you don't use outside of like day 2 or 3. But there's still quite a lot that, especially in the first 2 days, at least for me, have been very exciting. Like finding a barrack ring on day 1 is like huge, right? In PoE 2, considering how new all the uniques are, I personally feel like I am shocked at the amount that are like completely unusable. Like not even in any case usable. I feel like there's like a lot too much of that. And I was wondering what you guys thought about that, because for PoE 1 it makes sense, right? They're being made over 10 years, 12 years, whatever. So like obviously they're gonna get outdated. But considering how new the uniques are in PoE 2, it's literally I would rather use a blue item with one stat that works for my build rather than quite a lot of the uniques.
Yeah.
And I'm quite surprised at that considering how new they are. Like these aren't like outdated uniques.
I agree. I 100% agree with you. They should have been made with more power in mind, more build enabling in mind, rather than just like give some like random stat that's like half good, maybe good for like, you know, the 2 people who play it. Yeah, I completely agree. A lot of them are just undercooked, underpowered. Some of them are pretty good, right?
There are definitely a lot of great uniques, for sure. I'm just like, I feel like the bad uniques in PoE 2 are so disproportionately bad compared to the bad uniques in PoE 1.
I mean, there's literally so many trash uniques in PoE 1. I feel like we've just kind of forgot about them at this point. But
I feel like they're equally trash.
But like I said, right, most of those are bad because they're outdated. Like they were, most of them were kind of okay when they came out.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely think there's an issue here with like the state of the mid tier to bad uniques, for sure. They've made some good, like some of the new ones they've been making recently have been quite good in the way they've been going about that process. So maybe they've kind of like figured out what they want to do with them a bit more. Like that new crossbow and stuff is sick, but I want more like highly specific, more powerful power from bad uniques.
Yeah,
it
like
should only
specific.
be bad because it's too specific, not just because it's actually bad.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. They need to be specific, not generic.
Here's the thing. Here's my thoughts on that. I don't think PoE 2 was designed with you having this crafting system. It was designed to be like a ruthless type of game where you didn't get loot. So maybe all of these uniques were designed like for that atmosphere. And here's a question that I have for all of you, right? If today, like they said, oh, players are too powerful, would you rather them nerf the crafting or buff the monsters? Because for me, I would rather them buff the monsters because like nerfing the crafting is like it takes fun away from me, like making my items, making my build, right? And I don't want to go back to that state where I'm just like, you know, nothing to do. And I just want your guys' opinion on this subject.
Jenna?
I mean, I agree with you. I think having more tools to... I'm a massive sandbox enjoyer, but like PoE 1 has made me a massive sandbox enjoyer. I wasn't originally a sandbox enjoyer, and I played PoE 1, I'm like, this changed my life, you know, like, as cringy as it sounds, it like genuinely did, right? Because here I am streaming and stuff. But yeah, so like making a game hard through like, oh, it's hard because you're just like, you don't have a way of fixing your problems, rather than making it hard because it's genuinely hard, you know, like mechanically demanding or whatever else, then yeah, that's, I always preferred going on the side of like, make the content hard, don't make it hard for me to like sort of like fix issues. Like have agency, but then have things also be difficult through mechanical or whatever else. And they do a really good job because I think the bosses are pretty mechanically demanding.
And I do think the monsters need to be buffed. I think we're getting HP. Way too powerful, way too fast.
There's just not enough HP. Yeah. Like, and I think their way of balancing things is like, oh, let's just make the monsters deal a lot more damage, which can kind of feel really bad. Like, for example, with Abyss, because like there, for example, we don't have much agency over our defenses. So it's like, I can't fix this. But then that drives me to like not enjoying my experience as much in that aspect. But I feel like if you make a monster tankier and like make the fights longer, there's never gonna be a time where like I'm feeling like that's worse than getting one shot, you know? I don't know. That's like, in a way, like I hate to bring this one up, but like Diablo 3 did okay job at creating artificial difficulty through scaling monster HP, but not ridiculously scaling damage, right? Because it still felt like you could tank things at higher risk, but the monsters became impossible for you to kill if you didn't have the gear. So more on the side of that and less on the side of like a green bubble exploding for 3 times your HP is the kind of balance that I prefer in an RPG personally. But obviously opinion.
Yes.
Awesome.
Real talk, like, I don't know what to do with that. That's the most honest thing I
don't
can
think
say
anybody
is, like,
really does.
Like,
to be fair.
holy shit, what do they even do? Like, where's
crazy.
Path of Exile 2 be?
Yeah.
Like, I know what things I don't like when I see them. Like, yeah, too much spam, too much visual clutter, too low visibility in game. 100% see that. Killing the bosses too fast, not seeing all the cool abilities. 100% like that's an issue. But like at the same time, at the other end of the spectrum, there's people like taking 10 minutes of this stuff. So I know something that's like obviously wrong when it's there, but I don't know where the overall picture needs to be for this stuff. So
Yeah,
I guess
I don't even think that's our job, right? I think it's very important for us to just say like, this
Start
is what we
selling
like,
perfect.
this is what we dislike, and sometimes
Yeah,
that's all you can do. You might not have a better suggestion.
But I mean, like, on the whole, like, holy shit, this is like a whopper of a patch in terms of like some of the biggest improvements we've had to any Path of Exile ever in one go. I feel
They've
like
given us hope.
with trade plus
No, I would like
crafting,
to have one.
plus like removal of cruel plus
Because
some
I'm going to do
content.
other builds.
Like,
It's going to be nice to
yeah,
have
there's some
it
lots of
perfect.
balance issues and stuff right now, but this has got to be like one of the biggest single updates in terms of like stuff being substantially better.
And sprint.
It's
Okay.
but I know people would disagree because they're specifically having a bad time with their build or something, and that's the that's a shame that
Yeah.
like kind of dampens it.
My thing is, if you're an experienced ARPG player and the skill that you're leveling with, because leveling is very, very important, that's what gets people in the gate, right?
Yeah.
If you run out of mana before the boss dies, that is a terrible experience for
That's terrible.
anyone, right?
Yeah.
Like, these fights take so long, these skills are so undertuned at the start that you run out of mana. Like, how does, like, you can't get people to play your game if they're just visually frustrated all the time to these problems. So I think a lot of these baseline skills need to actually be brought up so people can actually enjoy the game, get into it, get into the crafting, get into making the items. If you beat people down right at the door, people can't, people don't want to continue. It's going to be a POE1 all over again, because that's the biggest problem with POE1, right? They couldn't get people in the door because it just beat your ass as soon as you got in the mud flats, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want people to like start getting, like, I want people to enjoy the game, get their foot in, start crafting, start getting into all these mechanics into the game, and they'll really fall in love with the game. But if you beat people down so fast, it's going to be like POE1.
Yeah.
The campaign is like the place where they have the most control because players don't have gear, and that's where balance matters the most. If things aren't balanced in endgame, there's a million variables. Like, you get 2 elements and they just catalyze and something goes crazy. Like, but we don't care about that balance as much as we care about early game balance, especially on a league start. And I think that's something you can't mess up. Like, the way Rue and I experienced this league start, we had the same exact league start, right? Like, it was just not having fun whatsoever, right? And we played PoE for thousands and thousands of hours, man. Like, that's, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm on the boat of like, you can make the end game as hard as you want. Some of us will still beat it. We'll still do the content. We'll figure out a way, right? But it's like, just let people get in the door. Like, basically, put their foot in the door. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
With some skills.
Yeah, for sure. Any final thoughts?
That's about it. We could go on forever, man. Like, you need to cut us off.
Yeah, 'cause we're
Yeah. I mean, I can talk about PoE
No.
for days.
No, it's okay. I like keeping it like not too much over 2 hours.
Yeah,
So huge
no, I
thank you
agree.
to all of us for joining me. Rue, where can people find more of your content?
Don't find me. You probably won't like watching me.
Jesus.
That's fair. Project Dinner.
Twitch.tv/Rue too. That's where he's at, boys. Go find him. And I'm Twitch.tv/crouching_tuna.
See?
You guys enjoyed it.
I'm on YouTube, Twitch, you can search ZiggyD, but also doing content on Maxroll where you don't search ZiggyD, but hopefully you search something and you find a helpful guide on there.
These guys are insane, boys. Really check them out. Like his campaign walkthrough is the craziest thing. You'll have, like, if you're a new player, bro, if you're a new player, you open a Ziggy guide, it's insane. Like if I had this when I started playing PoE, I would literally be like, you know, I'm seriously glazing. Like that shit's crazy. You do a crazy job.
My problem is though, like I want to answer every single possible question anyone could ask me ever. Like if anyone ever sends me a message, like a question that I didn't answer already ahead of it, like I failed. So I get a little bit. They get a little bit massive sometimes. Trying to
it's good.
Sort that out a bit.
No, it's good. It's good.
No, that's good. Yeah, you've done a really good job with it. And I'm Zizarin on every platform. So, hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and we'll see you back in a week or two. So, thanks for watching. Try to die.
Thanks, everyone.
The night.
This is fun. See you later.
Alright. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for joining. Thanks for hosting. I hope you guys have a good day. A good evening.
Yep. Bye.
Yeah.
Peace
Thanks,
out.
guys.
Peace.
Welcome back to Filthy Exiles, and yeah,
strong
it's been a pretty good
boxes that are
link so
researchers.
far. So we've got a listing of builds here from a bunch of creators. I thought I'd do a bit of a list because obviously there's always the question about build diversity in the game and as to whether there is build diversity, and definitely with all the changes that we've seen so far, there is quite a lot of that going on. Anyway, I thought I'd put in a good spread of builds, including one for myself, and the footage that you can see at the moment is actually my next build that I'm working on. I'm trying to get Unwavering Stance working because I really wanted to play a lazy build. So anyway, here's the episode 1 of season 2 of community builds for Path of Exile 2. And by the way, I'll also preface too, where if you're a creator and you don't want to be featured on this list for any reason, feel free to reach out to me and I'll post-edit the video. But otherwise, for anyone watching, make sure you stop by each of the creators' channels and drop them some likes and subs to their videos, because they've all put in a fair bit of awesome work to get their builds up and running so early on. Okay, so the first build on this list is from my buddy Anime Princess. Basically, this is his Warp Stormweaver. So he does use a combination of things like Spell Slinger and whatnot throughout his build. It's very strong. He's also got a full showcase in the end game as well. And basically, his video covers off on a full deep dive as to how to get this to work, all the changes that came with the new patch, as well as how to power spike this, farm for it, everything else in between that you'll need to get this build up and running. If you're looking for a traditional spellcaster style of build, this is probably one that's going to go really well for you. But just looking through his video, he basically covers through all the gearing, skill gem setups, the inhibitor support tech that he uses as well for his build. But beyond that, he's got a mobilytics and all that sort of jazz that goes with it, and basically talks through all the details that you'll need to get it working. Some of the strengths he's got listed here for this build in particular is that, you know, one of the big things that we can now do is use all the same support gems across all different setups. I myself have noticed this is a huge change to how we make builds in Path of Exile 2. Boom! And it's really good. And basically, yeah, mana cost reductions, all those sorts of things have made this build a lot more viable. And that being said too, taking this template, you could apply this to a number of other different slinger setups or caster setups and be able to come up with some pretty lucrative options to play other sort of Stormweaver style builds. But overall, Anime Princess's guide is really thorough, comprehensive, very well put together and well structured, and his guide's very well written. So make sure you stop by and check this one out if you want to play some lightning spell slinging skills. Good. Okay, so the next build I'm going to feature on this list is from FG Corbin 21, and this is his Hollow Palm Monk build. Now, obviously a lot of people are getting Hollow Palm up and running, and some people are having questionable experiences. Some people, they seem to get it working, some people not so much. That being said, this guide is a extensive guide covering off on the leveling experience throughout, and obviously goes into a large amount of detail of when you actually get into endgame mapping, how to progress it from there. It also talks about all the permanent buff rewards that have been added through Acts 1 to 4. And then some of the strengths and weaknesses he's got here is basically he's essentially one-shotting map bosses, big clear speed, as you can see in the B-roll in the background, as well as that he does take advantage of things like deflection, which was added in the game in 0.3, and obviously it's unarmed. And I believe with this build he's also using the new Thunder Fist variant as well, and that's what he's covered in his actual video, but the Mobilytics guide doesn't look like it's quite up to date with that at the moment. overall, really cool build. If you're looking for like high speed, high clear speed, like you're okay with playing Invasion and ES style builds, which most players are because that's pretty much the meta, then this is going to be a pretty good build for you. Now, overall, his actual guide itself, when you go through, he talks through basically all your standard stuff, gear, skill setups. He also talks about the synergies with your lineage gems and stuff like that too. Overall, just a very, very good build put together and essentially really easy to follow. So if you're looking at playing a monk or something of a variation of playing a monk, this would be a good build to look at if you wanted to either learn how to play the archetype and playstyle, or if you wanted to apply it to different skills that you wanted to play as well. I definitely will probably take some notes and apply it to when I eventually do a Hollow Palm Warrior. Anyway, this would be the second build that I feature on this list for this video. Okay, so the next one from JMac is one that was probably very similar to Toxic Rain, for those of you who know what I'm talking about from Path of Exile 1, and for those who don't, you're going to probably enjoy the build. This is a Poison Bow Pathfinder, in particular using Toxic Growth and Toxic Domain, and Vine Arrow on top of that, as well as Poison Burst Arrows. Very, very, very strong build, because obviously now we have multiple sources of being able to scale poison on hit right, which means you can have a lot of poison getting circulated around you, so you can do a lot of damage with this type of configuration moving forwards. Overall, really well put together guide. I do like how quick the guide sort of runs through everything and succinctly, and I do appreciate that. I mean, obviously he goes through all the gearing and all the gem setups and all that sort of stuff to get it running, but he did make a note to say he was running t15 and 16 plus content on maps, and just blasting through without any hassles whatsoever. That's basically what this type of build is designed for too. I would say the bossing wouldn't be bad either. Poison is usually notoriously very strong, in particular with being able to stack multiple poisons, and with the Pathfinder Ascendancy you can proliferate the poison or spread it very quickly, so you can clear maps very quickly. So if you're looking for a bow build that is not lightning arrow, this would definitely be a good option to invest in and have a bit of a play around with. I also dare say there's a lot of mechanics around the use of poison here that could be used for a lot of other different skills. Maybe even things that stem into spear skills and things like that might be worth having a look at with this type of setup. Anyway, if you're looking for an interesting poison bow build, make sure you drop by JMac's channel, drop him a like, drop him a sub, and have a good look at what he's got going on over there, because yeah, it looks like a pretty cool build. Okay, so the next build I wanted to feature here is from a creator by Requip Gaming. So basically he's made a full-blown volcanic setup with the Forge Hammer, and then basically using that with Volcanic Fissure to explode the ground and just cause an absolute massive amount of damage. Now, for anyone saying that Warrior is not strong, Warrior is arguably one of my both favorite ascendancies, or favorite classes, but also has some of the strongest kit in the game right now, especially with all the changes that were made to armor as well. And those being not absolutely perfect are very strong compared to, or not very, they're better than what they were. They still need a little bit of work, but you know, they're getting there. But at the end of the day, this build looks absolutely awesome. So he's got a series of different combinations set up throughout the build to take advantage of Volcanic Fissure, including just leap slamming into the Volcanic Fissure, which you can see on screen, and it just blows everything up. As an overall pretty well put together guide as well. Make sure you stop by his channel and check it out. He's also got a max roll GG page set up for this build as well, so that'll be in his video as well, so make sure you go over there and have a look. Overall, really cool build. There's definitely some tech that you can take from this and apply to a number of different things. And even like there's configurations I've seen using Aftershock and all sorts of stuff like that. There's some wild stuff going on with Warriors at the moment. But yeah, really cool build. Make sure you check out his guide. And yeah, if you want to play Warrior, this is a good creator to see about that. Rightio, so the last one is a build that I put together, and I had a hankering to try Wind Blast. So basically it uses a quarterstaff on the warrior, which is a bit unorthodox, but it works, trust me. And then we actually take full advantage of weapon switch. So we use Hammer of the Gods, and basically we run a high DPS weapon or a high DPS two-handed mace in our off setup. So then we automate that trigger and use the weapon skill points to maximize the amount of damage. I've basically got this to full endgame 2 pinnacles at this stage, just blasting T15 and 16 maps with absolutely no issues. Takes fully advantage of armor break. So for those who don't know how armor break works, is you need to have a point of break, so you have to use the armor break the actual support gem, and then you need to do enough physical damage and then scale up armor break in the actual skill tree to be able to then break the armor. And a lot of people have this question. That's basically how it works. So if you're not breaking armor, you're probably not doing enough damage, or you haven't scaled up your armor break. Now, what we then take advantage of is, because we've got such high DPS, we take full advantage of armor explode, and we just nuke maps. Now, originally in the version 2 of the build, I did trample toes, and we switched it back to like normal boots. But yeah, early on, we're pretty much using things like Falling Thunder and Staggering Palm to level up. And then we go straight into Wind Blast you get very early on. Also in the end game, Wind Dancer is fully effective as a clear skill, so it takes a lot of damage. You end up taking a lot of hits because we got to about like 20 to 22,000 armor. And because of that, we also use the elemental armor to elemental conversion stat as well. That basically means you can get through most of the campaign without having to worry about resistances on the warrior or armor-based tunes. So it's actually pretty good. But as an overall, this build's just like big, clear. Well, it's relatively
thing is, there's a
tanky.
chance of hitting
It's got
exalts,
a pretty
which is
good
why I
early
think that's
progression.
kinda
So I
worth
played
it.
this on League Start. It's definitely non-meta. It's not a Deadeye build. Its bossing drops off when you start doing tier 2 pinnacles, but you know, you just got to learn the fight a little bit more. And it has tons of potential to take it from the last update that I put up, which was the day 4 early pinnacles and 2 T16s. You could take it much further and go from there. But overall, just a really fun, different style of play. And I thought I'd share it with everyone. And yeah, and the next build we're doing is going to be much tankier again. So we're going to be stacking a lot more armor. But yeah, that's build number 5. Okay, so hopefully these build guides give you some ideas on different things that you could play or tech that you could play around with to create your own builds. Make sure you stop by all the creators' channels and check out the video, drop them a like, drop them a sub, and their Twitches as well, and all of that stuff. And don't forget to do it on mine too, of course. And just another thing with any creators that want to be featured on this list, I'm obviously going to be collecting and doing these videos as much as I possibly can. Feel free to reach out to me on Discord or in the comments section or anyway. If you want to put your video through to be featured in the next one, then yeah, feel free to reach out to me. And if you're a creator featured on here and you don't want to be featured on here, just reach out to me and I'm more than happy to post edit and work with you on different things. But otherwise, yeah, this would be the end of the first episode for the season 2 of this series, and hopefully we can keep it going strong and well into the duration and distance of Path of Exile 2's life. Anyway, until next time, I'll see you guys later, and have a good one.
Hi everyone, 0.3 has been out for almost a week now, and if you have played through the endgame you will have noticed that there is a lot of crafting that is now in the game. So I keep getting a lot of questions about how can I make these kind of items here in SSF. Well, I'm level 96 first of all, so I'm obviously playing quite a lot looking at this here. But yeah, it turns out that you can now make much bigger items than in the past, where we only had like a
divine
crafting, slaying an item 6 times, and that was about it for the most part. And these days we actually have a lot of tools. So I want to go through them a little bit with the new abyssal crafting and give you also some examples so you a bit understand like how to progress your gear, how to like make decisions about which omens to use, for example, when to desecrate an item, and how you can get the most out of this. But just to give you a bit of an idea, these are the items that I am currently wearing, which are extremely high quality for SSF standards. Like comparing this to like the previous 6 or 7 characters that I have played in season 0.1 and 0.2, the gear that I have right now is miles ahead of all of my other characters basically. So we have definitely gotten a massive upgrade here, and if you're smart about using your materials and currencies, then you can make some pretty big stuff. So let's start with a few basics. When you look at an item, first of all you need to know there can be up to 3 prefixes and up to 3 suffixes. So this is something that you can use to your advantage.
I wonder how in depth he's going to go with
this. You can only have so many of one or the other. So in some cases you can, for example, force to exalt slam only a prefix if the suffixes are already filled up. There's also omens that do that you can do where it's only prefixes, for example, with something like the Omen of Sinistral Exaltation, that also went for like Regal, I believe, and stuff like that. There's also something like this here, where sometimes you can modify only one or the other side. So this can be helpful in some crafting projects where you want to only modify one side or want to try to finish one side. For example, the prefixes on a weapon are always like the big thing here with like the fizz combo, and then the suffixes you can kind of do whatever you want. One good tool that helps with this is, for example, also going to Craft of Exile. So if you go to the Craft of Exile PoE2 page, and then let's say we take the crossbow here, you can also look at what are the weights, what are the possible stats on both the prefixes and the suffixes, and also the tags, which can be quite important. There's an omen, for example, where you can Exalt Slam or Regal a stat that has a similar tag as one that is already present. So in some cases you can find combinations of stats where there is no other stat besides the one you're trying to hit, because there's only so few options and it has exactly this tag. In some cases you can force the item to roll a certain thing as well with that. But just as a general idea, if you don't know all the stats by heart or can roll on an EM, it's always worth checking this out. Now, Craft of Exile is not necessarily always up to date, so PoE 2DB is usually a bit ahead of the curve here, and for example, we also have all of the desecrated modifiers. So you have like a bunch of stuff here on this website. Okay. I will also link this down in the description. But for example, you can go to modifiers here, and you can also see like all the different item types. And then, for example, you click on one of these things. Then you can also see like what are the Val modifiers that you can get, what are the desecrated modifiers, and they also have like the weight here, the item level requirements, so you can kind of like see what everything rolls. Now, how do you actually go about crafting an item? Where do you start exactly? Well, that depends a bit on like what is the base item
Divine
that you
in my
find.
fucking inventory.
So let's like make some examples here. So we have like a blue base, a white base, and a yellow base. And let's say we found all of these on the ground, and each of them has like their own kind of like upsides and things you can do with them. The general guideline that you need to follow is that once you add something to an item, you can usually not really undo that, so you can't really go backwards. Now technically you can with especially like trade league and the currency exchange. You could for example go annulments, or you can do chaos orb spam, but more often than not this actually just results in the item being effectively destroyed. And when it comes to SSF, you just don't really have enough of that. So these are kind of like these last resort options in most cases, where you can just like YOLO and see what happens. But once you add something, usually this is gonna stay. Or you can use something like the new Essence of Abyss, where you can remove a random modifier. It's basically like a chaos orb, but it adds like a thing that you can unveil to desecrated mods. So it can be sometimes helpful to try to save an item. Or these perfect essences. So in some cases, for example, the perfect essence of haste for the martial weapons is insane. You get onslaught there, and also the perfect essence of battle. So when it comes to like, for example, the crossbows, bows, like any kind of like melee weapon and so on, you can guarantee 2 really good suffixes just thanks to those 2 essences, without having a risk of destroying the rest of the item. So this can be kind of nice, because both of these modifiers here are suffixes. And when you have a crossbow like this, where both the prefixes and the suffixes are filled, it can only remove a suffix and then add this new essence modifier as another suffix. You see this here, this was exactly what I have done on my crossbow. It has a +6 level to attack skills from the Essence of Battle, and in that case, it took like a strength modifier that I had on my crossbow, and it made it into the +6. And now if I really want to YOLO, I would do the same with the onslaught, and it could hit either the attack speed, the reduced attack requirements, or the attack skills. So since I have enough essences, I could just put the attack skills back, but I didn't want to risk removing the attack speed, so I kind of kept it as it is. And this would be somewhat similar with, for example, this body armor here as well. So do you see this already has 6 mods? You can see also the tiers on the right side. T1 is the best, and then it goes up depending on which stat. There's like multiple tiers per stat. Some of them go to like T13 or something, like life rolls, for example. Some of them have only 2 tiers, some of them have only 3 tiers, and so on. But T1 is the best, and you also have here like 6 stats already. But you see we have like a T10 evasion rating, for example, which is not very great. So in that case, you could do like a Chaos Orb, or you could do something like Essence of the Abyss to try to like, remove like this T10 mod, or like something else basically. And that is like not really desirable if the rest of the item is already good. Now here we have a bunch of stats that are not really great. We have a nice life roll, this is okay. We have the deflection thing, which is nice. We have a good lightning rest roll, but then 3 kind of bad stats. So on this item I wouldn't really waste much, at least at this stage in my progression. I have really good gear with like 6 out of 6 good stats on every piece basically. So I wouldn't really try hard on this thing. but earlier on, if you're like, you know, in like yellow maps or so, this is a decent item. Now, what you can do when you have an item like this, where it's like, okay, you don't really want to do anything with it, I have my Recombinator tab, and I do a lot of recombination. So, for example, I can take this thing now, and it has like a T1 life roll, right? And then I can try to do something else. So this one here, for example, has a deflection roll as well, like a pretty juicy one. And I want to have those two stats. Then when you have expedition mods, you can actually select this and this. It doesn't necessarily have a very high chance to come out, but sometimes you can also save your failed crafts and try to salvage them again through the Recombinator. So the chances are not great, and most of the time they're even lower than this. And you know, sometimes when you take like really good stats, it's like a 5% chance to succeed. But it's usually better than nothing if it's an item that is like barely worth saving anyway. Like in this case where I have like 3 bad stats, I wouldn't really try Chaos Orbing it or something like that, because okay, if there's 1 bad stat, maybe you can save it, but with this, you know, there's nothing to do really. There's one little trick you can do with the Recombinator, which is the Fracturing Orb. So when you have a fractured stat on an item, which is like this here basically, that's a physical damage mod for example, if you recombinate and it chooses this item, the fractured mod will come into the result for free. So that is kind of a huge thing as well.
Have an order?